Let's get it
Welcome
on.
back, everybody. This is our second annual What Now Best of the Year thing. Do we have a name for this? Did I name this before?
This is what now?
Top 10.
It's the What Now Top 10
Best of the
thing.
year.
Just like we did with the 2021 films, we've taken just under a month from the end of the year to collate our thoughts, catch up on whatever we felt need to catch up on, so we can have a more rounded list. That time is now over. We're now going to present you with our individual top 10s. We don't know what each other have picked, so we're going to do it like we did last year. Ty will tell us his number 10, and Josh will tell us his number 10. I'll do mine, etc., 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 and
We'll all shout at each
shocked
other. It'll be a grand time, yeah.
We'll get shocked and angry at each other.
Let's be honest, Josh. Me and you will shout at each other. Nathan will try and stop it, and then inevitably just let it go because content.
Because he knows he agrees with me. Yeah. Uh-huh.
He doesn't know.
We'll see. I don't know.
There's no June this year. There's no June.
Yes. I don't think there's a film me and Josh overly disagree on this year. We'll see. Maybe.
I know.
We'll find out. We don't know yet. So I'll lay down the ground rules real quickly. Same as always. We didn't see every film that came out in the year. Nobody did, so don't get mad if we missed your favorite film. Just tell us what it was, and we might check it out because we might have just missed it. Secondly, these are all our own opinion, so sorry about that. Rules for the actual list itself. These are all what do you call them? Feature length films. These are movies, actual films. Unless we if anything controversial raises, we'll always have an internal discussion and figure it out, but it hasn't happened this year, unlike last year.
It's feature length because it was a brilliant short film.
And what was the other thing I was going to say? These were all released in the year 2022 in the UK, which does change things slightly for any of our American listeners. For context, we live in the UK, which means some big films I've been seeing on a lot of best of the year lists, like The Fabelmans or The Whale or Pearl, we haven't seen because we have not been allowed to yet because they said
we'll have them next year.
Yes, they might make our list for next year. That's all out the way. We're ready to start the list, boys?
Yeah.
Sure.
Just do the same order as last year. So Ty, do you want to go first?
Give me literally 2 seconds.
Full style. Aruba, Jamaica. Go, I wanna take you to Bermuda, Bahama. Come on, pretty mama.
This is fine. Sorry, dealing with a sitch. Okay,
all right. Can sing Kokomo.
Do you want me to tell you what got cut because of another film that I watched?
Okay, yeah, you can do one little honorable mention before we move on.
Jackass Forever.
Oh no, such a shame. It got cut.
That's not where I thought that was going.
I thought Nathan would be more mad.
So what did make the list?
Coming at number 10 was Jennifer Lopez and Owen Wilson's film Marry Me.
What?
Yeah, Marry Me. It was actually a genuinely good film.
Okay, I did not see this.
Neither.
Oh,
already this big of a curveball.
Yeah.
So I saw the advert for it, and I was like, it looks pretty good. And then it came on for me, Sky Cinema, I believe. And then Ash was like, do I watch it? I was like, yes. Watched it together, and I was like, oh, genuinely, this is a really good film. Owen Wilson's great. I love Owen Wilson. And Jennifer Lopez is good in this.
Huh.
She's been good in things. That's the most I can say. I don't know this movie at all.
I've never really liked Jennifer Lopez, but yeah, she was great in Marry Me.
Well, I can't. I didn't know this film existed up until about 30 seconds ago.
Do you want to know the context?
Is it about Owen Wilson marrying Jennifer Lopez?
Yes, so Jennifer Lopez plays an international singer. She's meant to get married to her equally as famous fiance, who's also a singer. They're meant to get married on stage. Then, when she's on tour, it turns out he's been cheating on her, and she's seen a video of it. And Owen Wilson goes with his daughter, daughter to the concert, and then she hands him a sign that says, "Marry me." And then Jennifer Lopez on stage turns around, looks at Owen Wilson, and goes, "Yes, I will marry you." I'm like, okay, madness. So yeah, it's him adjusting to her being really famous and being in the limelight, and then her adjusting to I'm with a normal guy.
Ah,
Yeah. Really
okay
good.
then. Fair enough. Can't argue with you because I've not seen it.
Yes, let's go. I'm winning already. I'm happy.
That's
Didn't see
Ty's
your win.
tactic this year. Just pick stuff Josh hasn't seen.
Yeah.
Good tactic.
Right, Josh, take it away. What's your first pick?
Oh, okay. This is going to be the first shock of the day. My number 10 for the year is Andy Samberg and John Mulaney's Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. I genuinely had so much fun watching this film, though.
Okay.
Like, this film, I rewatched it again like a few weeks ago as well, and it's just pure, like, childhood nostalgia mixed with, like, adult, decent filmmaking. Like, it's a film you can watch, you know, and be like, oh, I remember this bit as a kid, or like this kind of thing, but then actually still enjoy it with all the gags that are in it. Even now, it's just a lot of fun. And yeah, that's all, honestly, that's it. It was a really fun movie that's well done. And it's got so many like in jokes and daft meta things going on that it's like if Looney Tunes Back in Action was like done good, this is the kind of thing you'd get, you know?
I mean, Looney Tunes Back in Action was done good.
That was
it
a
was-
good movie, yeah.
Yeah. Ashley loves Back in Action.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
There you go. There's number 10.
That really sidelined. I did not expect you to pick Chip and Dale.
Neither did
Um,
that. But I was writing my list and I was like, thinking about it made me smile a wee bit. Not because it's necessarily like a particularly amazing film, but it's just, you know, it's just
It's a
like,
good film.
it's
I'll
what
give
you
you it.
need and it's good. Yeah.
I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that.
There you go.
Cartoon.
I feel you've both really like
threw you off.
you've really went all over the place. You've really I'm gonna be really boring and pick a really safe pick for my number 10.
Oh, of course you are. I wonder if it's on
Okay.
my list.
I wouldn't be surprised if it is. My number 10 is Top Gun Maverick. Yeah,
Wait, number 10?
yeah, my number 10 is Top Gun Maverick.
Ah.
Interesting.
So yeah, I mean, it's a big, dumb, fun action movie that looks really pretty.
Oh,
I
Nathan.
don't
you
have much
got-
else to say about it, you know?
Oh, that's in my list as well.
It's
Oh, no.
yeah, it's a lot of fun. It takes itself just seriously enough that you care about the characters and whatever, while still, you know, being a camp piece of schlock.
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
I've not actually seen it, but
You're-
It's so good.
it's one I want you to watch and just think
You're
a
making
chance.
me rethink my hosting podcast choices because of where I put Top Gun Maverick.
Oh,
Just
Well, we're allowed
that's
to
not a good
disagree.
sign.
Piece of schlock.
Right.
You just called that piece of... Okay, cool.
I say schlock, like, I don't think that's an insult. I mean, I
Okay.
host this show, you know, like, not this show, our sister show, Midnight Screening, is a celebration of schlock. You can do schlock well.
Okay.
From what I can tell, from what I've seen and what I've heard about Top Gun, is that it doesn't necessarily have to be a good movie. It's a bit of a romp, you know. It's just fun. You know?
Yeah,
I'll get into it when I
it's
talk
the kind of
about
blockbuster. It's that kind of blockbuster they don't make anymore, you know. And in a really good way. And yeah, we've talked enough because they're definitely talking about this again. Ty.
it. Coming at number 9, Turning
Brace
Red.
yourselves. Oh, okay.
Turning Red.
Okay.
Hey, like, great movie. I loved it. It was a weird moment when I realised that I was most definitely a parent, because I'm assuming you have seen Turning Red.
I've not actually. It's
Okay.
another one that was on the list I didn't get a chance
So-
to.
Spoilers, there's a band in it called Four Town, and there's 5 of them. I turned around and went, why are they called Four Town? There's 5 of them. And the girl, I can't remember the main character's name, the girl who's the panda. And her mum turns around and goes, why are they called Four Town? There's 5 of them. I'm like, oh, I'm such a parent. Oh. Oh. It was literally within 3 minutes. She had said, why are they called Four Town? I'm like, oh. But not genuinely. Great movie. Girl turns into a panda. It's hilarious. I think it's a metaphor for something else. I don't want to say. Don't know if it is. I think it is, but
Puberty metaphor, right?
I believe so, yeah. Or
That's what I
something
got from
very
it.
specific to females.
But yes, there's
Which
Yeah.
was
that
Yeah.
happens in the film.
Yeah.
Which I
Yeah.
think
It's
I
the first
genuinely said
instinct.
this to Josh. I think I said this to Josh. We were talking about our catch-up films like a few days ago. Loads of respect for Turning Red because kids' films don't talk about these things, and they should.
Yeah.
right. I wouldn't be surprised if this comes up again later. And this film, it actually pains me to have it this high, but there's reason for it. So you have to let me
Hi,
explain.
9.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think Nathan, you definitely know my thoughts on this film, but
Oh,
I'm not sure
no.
Ty does.
Yeah.
The Batman.
What?
Hey, I've got the Batman.
You made fun of me for liking this film. I want to clarify.
This is why it pains
off-pod.
me.
Josh
I
was
wanna
like
be like-
mad at me for liking the Batman.
But I'm going to break the system a wee bit here. The first 2 hours of the Batman. And then this film, right? This is my issue. If this film was 2 hours long, it would have been amazing. The acting in it was genuinely great. A lot of just the genuine cinematography was blooming amazing. A lot of it was done so right, but then it just doesn't end. And then it made me leave the film with resentment towards it. Okay, because it was just too long.
Mm.
But if you take the last hour out, the film would have been great. And
That's
I
the wrong
rewatched
movie.
it. This is my issue, right? I rewatched it, but then took a break before the last hour and enjoyed it more because then I could just kind of like cut the second ending essentially out and be like, okay, would have been better to end there. That's why. Mostly for the acting, I'll be honest, because all the characters in it did great. But that's the main reason it's in here.
I get where you're coming from.
But yeah, I do hate that I had to put it on the list. But I did want to. I wasn't 100% sure if we'd talk about it. But also, it's so blooming long, and that's what made me hate it so much.
I had that problem with several films this year, to be fair.
Yeah.
This was a year for long movies. Hey, Josh, you're shocking me left, right, and center today.
Yeah. I told you it'd be a bit all over the place.
It is all over the place. You're really making mine eventually goes off the rails, but you're making my first 2 picks look really safe.
Okay,
My number
Nathan,
9
what's
is
your number 9.
It's Nope.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've got Nope at number 9. Latest from Jordan Peele, obviously. Sci-fi horror thing. Nope is great. Nope is a blockbuster horror film, which is not like a thing anymore. You know, like that. You don't outside of really boring generic haunted house movies, you don't get like blockbuster horror. So it was just fun to be in a cinema and watch something like this. Like that was great. Again, the performances are fantastic. There's one moment, I'm not gonna spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it, but there's one moment where kind of you're at that kind of midway point in the film where the sort of mystery of it is starting to be a little unraveled. It's starting to tell you things that is absolutely horrific. Like I was on the edge of my seat, gripping my armrests in the cinema because I was so uncomfortable by it.
Wow. Okay.
which is great. That makes me like that I love that in a film like this. Yeah, I don't want to talk too much about it because there's it's a mystery film. I'm not going to tell you what
Spoilers and
happens in
stuff.
it, but it's real good. It's real good. Yeah, the Cloud movie is at number 9.
The Cloud movie. And not the Cloud with the Chance of Meatballs movie, the other one.
No, because that was years ago.
Oh, so many years ago. I'm surprised they never made a 3. Just putting that out there.
Well, they're busy doing a Lego movie.
True. The movie was good. The Batman was better.
Right. Ty,
Yes, number 8.
what's number 8?
This is the film that I watched yesterday that made me question my entire list.
Oh, here it comes.
It's Bullet Train.
I'm scared. Okay.
Wait, why are you
Not so scared.
typing?
I don't know what. Is that a good or
No,
bad
I'm-
reaction?
Exactly.
No. It's just no. I was expecting something awful. I had built it up in my mind. I was expecting a very Thai film to come out. But okay, the guess was
One minute,
of
one minute,
relief, of pure
Where's-
relief.
What is a Thai film that came out this year that you're worried at me saying?
I don't know. I don't want to say it in case it spoils anything. You know.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, Bullet Train.
I know what
What's
Josh
the-
is thinking.
What are you thinking?
Just in case I can't tell you.
'Cause I'm looking at my
We'll see.
list. I wonder if it's there. Will you tell me if I see it?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll go with that. I mean, sorry, yeah. Bullet Train, David Leitch. I watched it last night. I was laughing pretty much the entire time. There's some brutal bits in it. The guy that plays Scorpion in the Mortal Kombat's in it. Pitt's in it. Yeah. Aaron Taylor Johnson, and I cannot remember the guy that plays alongside him. What is his name? And Tyree Henry. And also Joey King.
Thank you.
And it is now the film that has spawned all the rumours of Aaron Taylor Johnson cheating on his wife.
Fun.
Is that like a plus for the film?
I'm just saying, it is the film that spawned all those rumours. Like, apparently Aaron Taylor Johnson slept with Joey King, who is considerably closer to his age than his wife. Yeah, I'm not saying it happened. Just saying. But yeah, great movie. I advise you watch it. It's funny and it's brutal and yeah, violence.
I have nothing to say. I didn't see this movie.
You haven't seen Bullet Train? Oh, okay.
I haven't seen Bullet Train.
Did you see it, Josh?
Wow. No. Yeah. I
Oh, you
have.
did.
Yeah.
He's being suspiciously quiet.
I really like Bullet Train. No, I agree with what Ty's saying. It's a bit fun. Yeah.
Bullet Train, you're number 8. Please tell me Bullet Train's your number 8.
It's not my number 8. No,
Aw.
sorry.
It'd be funny though.
That happened last year with you two, with Spider-Man, right?
Is it Spider-Man?
No,
I
I
haven't
think it
got
was
it.
You both
Spider-Man.
had Spider-Man at the same spot.
I'm sure Spider-Man was quite high in my spot. I had Spider-Man at number 4.
I think it was.
I honestly can't remember off the top of my head. But we
Yeah, I
had
can't
there was
remember.
something we
Looking
had
it up.
very similar.
Yeah. Speaking of Josh, what's your number 8?
So this is another bit. I don't know. You may have seen this one coming, Nathan. My number 8. Yeah, Nathan, you may have seen this coming. This is a film that I loved again, partially for its daftness. It's See How They Run.
Ah.
I saw the trailer.
Well, I
for that.
made fun of See How They Run on another episode.
I know. No, I think, but like the reasons you make fun of it is part of the reasons why I love it. They're not like trying to make it a proper murder mystery that's actually going to get you like super invested in like who did it and that kind of thing. Although it does do that, but it does give away. One of my favorite parts still, especially after rewatching it, is the bit when they do just give away exactly how it's going to end, but you still watch the end and just have fun doing it. Most murder mysteries, like, you know, they run the risk of being, oh, really, that was the ending or whatever. But this one, it just has fun with it. Instead of it being like a proper who done it, it's more like a big goof take. And my goodness, the pure chemistry between I'm going to completely butcher the name like I always do. Saoirse, yeah,
Saoirse Ronan.
Ronan. It's Ronan. Yeah, it's
Saoirse
short. It's
Ronan.
short.
How,
Saoirse.
And
you got
yeah.
Saoirse, but you didn't get Ronan.
No, but I was making sure I was getting the first bit right.
Yeah,
But anyway,
Saoirse.
the chemistry between Saoirse Ronan and Sam Rockwell is just it's hilarious. Like,
Oh, Sam Rockwell
yeah.
back?
It's just the two of them, and it's just fun, and it feels like they're enjoying it as well, and not taking it seriously at all, which is what it was needed. So yeah, that's my number 8.
All right, I'll give you that. I don't dislike that movie.
Sam Rockwell, solid choice.
Yeah, Sam
Yeah.
Rockwell's very good in it. So is Saoirse Ronan. But you guys, I'm looking at what you've written. You guys have all of us so far. We've had a lot of fun. We've been talking about a lot of fun movies here, right?
You're going to ruin it, aren't you,
So,
Nathan?
yeah. It's time for the indie dramas, boys.
Yeah, of course it is.
Oh yay!
Right, what number are we on? 8.
8. Yeah.
My number 8 is After Sun.
Never heard of it.
After Sun.
At all.
Judging by that, neither of you saw After Sun earlier this year.
I didn't even
After
know it
Sun is
existed.
beautiful. So After Sun is a story about a woman who is watching an old videotape of a holiday she took with her dad in the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the film is their holiday, both like things that definitely happened and then like memories that are probably slightly like exaggerated in her head because she was a little kid at the time. And then it's all about like that connection you don't really you can actually have with your parents, but you don't really know who they are as people, and you don't know that until you're grown up.
Right.
Right.
It's really,
Nathan,
really good.
can I ask a question?
Yes.
Is this a free cinema ticket from Mubi? Is that what this is?
Yes, this is actually released by Movie.
Makes all the sense now. I completely know where you're coming from.
Yes. Fantastic film, fantastic performance by Paul Mescal. Also, boys, I need to tell you that I'm biased with this film.
Of course you
Okay.
are. Does it have Greg Sestero
This
in
is
it?
an Edinburgh. This is an Edinburgh movie.
Ooh.
This is a film written, directed, and produced by first-time filmmaker Charlotte Wells, who is from Edinburgh. The characters talk with Edinburgh accents. Represent.
Do they also point their finger at
An
the table?
Edinburgh movie not about drugs.
Yeah, it was like a nice movie.
Nathan, do they also
Like,
slam their finger off
nice
if they
movie.
would? Just heard you do that.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
Doing that, and I'm like,
I was making my point.
See, there is a movie coming out, and I don't know
Um,
when. It's based in. It's actually got scenes from like Gorbridge and Mayfield and Nitton and all like that. Because they get a bus, like rented out a Lothians bus for it. I don't know when it's coming out. Oh, it's something monkeys. Oh, we'll have to find it. Yeah, was it? But it's not.
Oh yes, this is a beautiful movie. That's all I can say about it. We're not the kind of podcasters that can talk for a long time about a film like this.
No.
No, it doesn't sound dumb enough.
No. But it's great. It's number 8.
Right. Fair enough.
Alright. Ty. Number 7.
So, Nathan, it's funny that you say we're not the type of podcast to sit and talk about movies like this, because this, my number 7, is a movie we have sat and talked about at length. It's Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Love that movie. Sorry.
That's about.
Talked about it on Midnight Screening.
Interesting choice
Yeah, I've talked
for
about it on
number
Midnight Screening.
7.
Talked about it on Midnight Screening. You know my
Yeah.
feelings.
Yeah, Ty, plug the show. Plug
Yeah,
the show.
I love Unbearable Weight. I love Nicolas Cage. I had to make it. That's all we'll say. Yes.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Okay. I feel like we have talked about it a lot
Actually,
already. So
we
yeah.
we have talked about it for an hour.
Listen to it. Yeah, it is
Yeah.
on YouTube. Yeah. Just look for Nathan looking like he's picking Nicolas Cage's nose.
Indeed.
You'll find it. Yeah. There is actually
There's gonna
one
be
like
a lot
that.
more thumbnails
Showed
like
me it.
that. I have made some thumbnails coming up, yeah, and at least one of them
Patrick.
is it's me picking an actor's nose again.
100%. For me.
Patrick Wilson. Right, Josh.
My number
What's-
7. This is a film we've not talked about, but it's definitely the type of things we would talk about. This group here, and I'm surprised we've not. But I know it's coming at some point soon, probably. Is the 2022 Scream?
Ah,
It's on my list.
What was
Yeah.
that noise? Yeah, I thought it would be.
that
I
makes
was-
sense.
Yeah, I'm not even remotely surprised it's on your list, I. No, yeah, I watched.
Oh, wow.
I actually only just got around to watching this morning, so I had to do a last minute rejig on my list.
Whoa.
But yeah, it was just. This is one of those ones that's kind of hard to explain without just completely
Yeah.
ruining the movie or without like going really in depth into it to give like a brief overview. But Scream, it was just to a large degree, I think they just handled what they were going for well. I think towards the end, just before like the last proper bit, it was a bit too, fourth wallish and a bit too meta in that sense. Like I think they almost pushed it just way too over the edge to completely ruin it. Like they were on the right on the edge of it there, and then they brought it back, so it almost got completely ruined. But I mean, yeah, throughout the whole film, they do handle it fairly well, like the whole meta jokes that they're making and everything like that. And I mean, the opening scene with Jenna Ortega, how you pronounce it. The opening scene there with just all that going on in the house was that's how you hook in a horror movie, and they did that really well and just keeps going. So yeah, I mean, it was done really well.
Talk about it in a bit.
That's all.
Give me my feelings in a bit.
Yeah, we'll talk about it again. I'll save mine, I think.
You saving it for when I
You'll save yours.
I'll save my opinions on Scream.
Okay.
Because I know we're talking about it later. Yes.
7 yet.
I have forgot what number. We're on 7?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know how I said it was time for the indie dramas? Well, I half lied. Because number 7 is Barbarian.
I did not see that.
It's not much of an indie drama, Nathan.
It's not any drama at all. It's a disturbing horror movie. Barbarian's fantastic. So it's another one actually, like you were saying with Scream. I don't want to talk about too much because I don't want to give away what happens in it and what's really going on and whatever. This also, I want to appreciate, this film has the coolest fan base in the planet because I missed this one in
It's
cinemas
impressive.
and didn't have it spoiled for me by the time I saw it on TV. So,
Yeah.
Bravo, that doesn't happen with these kind of movies. And even at that, like, I've still not really seen people discussing the ending of this movie out of just sheer respect for people who haven't seen it yet. So I'll keep that trend.
Yeah, I've not seen it.
But yeah, very intelligent horror film. Legitimately scary, but, with a lot more going on in it. Like a very obvious on the nose and appreciated sort of message to it. Clearly inspired by, like, Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
Like films, pick like Get Out and whatever, just on a different topic. It's great. And intense.
Nice.
More than likely.
Also probably a film we'll eventually get round to on our main show. There's been quite a few this year actually.
Yeah.
There's a few films this year I think could be good midnight screenings, which is
Yeah.
good for us.
Actually.
6.
Uh,
Ow.
Right,
No,
Ty.
now before I say it, I do see the flaws.
Number 6.
It does not take away how much fun I had watching it. Okay. What am I gonna say? What am I gonna say?
Oh no, he's going
What's
to say
in?
it.
What am I saying?
Go on. Rip off the
I'm saying
band-aid.
Thor: Love and Thunder.
Rip off the band-aid. Are you about to say Thor?
I understand. I see where everybody's coming from. I've heard
There it
everything.
is.
I see where you're coming from. Does not take away how much fun I had watching it. Okay. There we go. You sound in pain.
Okay, Ty. Okay.
A bit in pain.
It's a bit just. I mean, you picked the most mediocre Marvel movie that came out this year. I mean, but
Weird
Black
year for Marvel
Panther
movies,
and-
to be fair.
yeah, it was a terrible year for Marvel
Oh,
movies.
we
We got
yeah,
Multiverse
that's my
of
top three,
Madness,
man.
which was just an absolute.
I'm kidding. That's a that was
Here,
a star and a half.
if you put it in, I would leave the call.
Nice.
If you put that in your top three, I would
It was
leave.
an awful movie. Werewolf by Night.
I liked the werewolf one.
I've not seen that one, to be fair.
Werewolf by Night was alright.
I was thinking like the big three that came out.
Yeah. I'm trying to give them the benefit. I like
Like
Black
I said,
Panther.
I know.
Thor: Love and Thunder is just. It's a swinging, like a fat mess.
See the issues.
Okay. I'm not
Had
even
fun watching
gonna.
it.
Yeah. Okay, Ty. I'm
This
glad
was-
you had
I
fun
saw this,
watching
like, a
it and
couple
didn't
months
want to
after I saw
jump off a
Multiverse of
bridge.
Madness. This was Marvel was swinging well after Multiverse of Madness with this. So let's just not. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
I
other
suppose
Marvel
compared to
movies,
Multiverse of
no.
Madness, it's a bit of a masterpiece, but I'm a bit amazed you put it where you put it, like above Bullet Train, for example. But okay,
You want to say other
Okay.
words other than okay?
okay,
Trying to hear that.
What your number 6 is?
it's fine. It's just like the film makes no sense. They just added in so much random crap. And Taika Waititi, I love that man. He does great work, but this time he didn't. It's just there's so many missed jokes that just didn't land. There was so many tonal issues throughout it and pacing problems and stuff was
I
just
wish we
shoehorned
moved
in
to being a
there.
video
It just,
podcast.
yeah.
Because right now, Josh's face would be funny. Yeah.
Josh's face is hurt. Anyway, let's do my number 6 so we can move on from
Yeah.
this disgrace. My number 6 of the year was the aforementioned Bullet Train.
Hey.
Wow.
Right,
I
you two make up and
genuinely-
be friends again.
That's amazing.
I saw this in the cinema twice because it was just fun.
Mm.
It was just a bit of fun. I was bored twice, and it was like it's just a fun film to watch. It's like the best way I
Yes.
could figure out to describe
That's
it is if you
perfect.
took John Wick, put it on a train, and added more jokes. Because the combat scenes in it are actually shot like amazingly and directed so well. The plot line, is like the most mediocre thing ever, but you don't care because you just have fun watching it. And the characters that they've written for it, oh my goodness, all of them, like the ones that are in it for like 10 minutes to Brad Pitt who's in it all the way through. It's just you get like so actually invested in those characters for no apparent reason because they're just fighting on a train over a briefcase. There's like a Russian warlord. Like, it doesn't make any sense. It's complete goofball. It doesn't take anything
No,
about it
that's the other
seriously. I
one.
mean, Aaron Taylor
Yeah.
Johnson's talking about Thomas the Tank Engine the whole time. It was Brian Tyree Henry. Yeah, I know. Yeah, but like, it's just complete mick take
Yeah.
of so much, and it's just genuinely just so much fun to watch. Like, and you can just get lost in it and enjoy yourself without any distractions or whatever so easily, and then it's over, and you're just like, cool, that was fun. Yeah, that was.
You
my
do
Bullet
need to
Train
watch this movie,
experience.
Nathan.
I need to watch this movie.
It's just fun.
You were too busy watching After
I
Sun.
didn't see this. I should, yeah.
Just
You should know.
shut
That's
up,
all I
indie
can
boy.
say. After Sun's great.
Blockbusters like a real person. Oh, here we go.
Speaking of me being indie boy,
Mhm.
Speaking of me
Oh, no.
being a big indie film snob, my next pick is The Worst
Sarah?
Person in the World.
You say two very different jokes.
It's not a film, Nathan.
Worst- the worst person in the world is you did. Worst person in the world is a film from Denmark. That is do you know what? My segue doesn't work because I'm going to talk about this film in relation to the fact that I tend not to like films like this. You know, quaint indie dramas that are all about like human connection and
Mhm.
whatever tend to be quite dull because they're not very cinematic. You know,
Yep.
yeah, a lot of people sit in a room talking. Worst person in the world manages to be pure cinematic, like the shot compositions and like visual style of the film and the strange ways it decides to sort of visually tell its story really like it makes it worth seeing. There's several frames that I would genuinely just frame and put on my wall while still being a really simple story that's like really relatable, with its title being deliberately quite sarcastic because it's about someone doing something stupid that hurts, you know, someone they care about, but without like meaning to. They're just being a human who's an idiot sometimes when they're trying to look out for themselves.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
great. That's about all I can say about it, really. Yeah, it's one of those films that like as soon as the credits had rolled, I kind of just had to sit there for a little while and think about it and what it means and what it was saying.
Nice. Fair enough. Another one is
I
never
like
heard of it until you said it there, so can't comment much.
I like these episodes because I get to talk about films that I'd never be able to touch with a stick on midnight screening.
I was gonna say, was it a minute
I
screening?
mean,
No.
it can be a minute
No,
screen and
because it made me
Nathan.
sad.
That's what I mean, Josh.
Oh.
Get my toys. If you're crying talking about it, we're laughing.
I don't know. I feel like that's
Yeah.
That made me sick.
Remember Holmes and Watson? That made me very sad.
yeah, but that was not a midnight screening.
All relatable
Made me
responses
angry.
to that big dumpster fire of a movie. Oh,
All correct response.
God, I hate that movie.
We've
I know. On
changed
that note,
Top 5.
On that note, what's Ty got to say?
Coming in strong with Sonic 2.
Top 5.
yeah.
Here we go. Oh, I already typed Morbius.
I missed the movie. Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
I time to take a drink of water. Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
My joke didn't work because you did pick Sonic.
Morbius coming to.
Okay, Ty,
Right,
what?
Ty, go for it. Go for it.
Nobody cares.
No, Morbius came out in 2005, and no one can convince me otherwise.
That's why I didn't make this. Fair enough. Yeah, Sonic 2. I liked Sonic 2. Because I just did. Okay. Wasn't a massive.
Why?
Right, I wasn't a massive Sonic nerd.
But
growing
like,
up.
why so high?
Maybe itself. I like Sonic 1. I just feel this was better. I love Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey. Literally, he had his best year when I was born. So I feel, yeah, I love Jim Carrey. Just a good movie. Sue me.
I'm not gonna say. I'm just like, I would get it. I loved the movie. Don't get me wrong. I'd get it if you had it like anywhere between 10 and like 7 maybe. But 5 seems really high for that film. But like, I suppose like I get you. It's a bit fun, and you can get a shit off for it. I mean, I'm not judging you too hard. I'm just confused why so high. But I get you. It's fair. It's fair. My number 5 is probably a bit of a shocker. I never thought I'd enjoy it as much as I did. I thought it'd be more of a one of those films that I was like watching like just for the sake of being obsessed in it. But it's Avatar 2: The Way of Water.
Oh, I already wrote Morbius.
It was it was genuinely a good film. Like Avatar 1, I loved as a kid, but then in hindsight, I loved it as a kid because there was big blue people punching big robots. But like, I never realized until I watched it again before watching Avatar: Way of Water, and then watching Way of Water, that James Cameron is actually like built this entire world, and he's done it so in depth, and he's actually clearly passionate about it. And when you see like all the little things that happen, like the actual detail that's gone into it, it kind of makes you more invested in it. That's what I found watching Avatar 2. It's like James Cameron clearly has a 9-film plan, and it looks like he can actually execute it because he's actually passionate about what he's created and this
I
whole
thought it was a 5 film.
Avatar thing.
Oh,
What? It keeps changing.
Can't
I don't
comment
know
on it.
anymore. I just know that I like the second one.
I think I'm gonna.
Settle in for Avatar movies until James Cameron dies.
I think I'm gonna see it.
I mean, to be fair, if he
If it's
does it
still in
right,
cinemas in March, I think
I'm
me
okay
and
with
Kyle are
that.
double billing it.
Okay,
Things.
fair enough. No, it's Avatar 2 was just it was fun.
Oh,
I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell you, Avatar was my last cut.
Oh, really?
So remember, right before we started recording, I was talking about like I was really
Yeah.
upset because I had to cut like
Yeah, when you could've cut,
at the very end. I was cutting things I really didn't want to
After Sun
cut.
and
I
stuff
meant
like that. You
Avatar.
could've cut your indie stuff. Be
I
normal.
really want to put this on the list. But no, I'm being honest with myself. But no, Avatar was fantastic.
I've had Joel mad at me because I've
I
said
did
I've
not see
seen it
myself
yet.
loving this film as much as I did either. I
Yeah.
there are characters I cared about in an Avatar movie.
Yeah, right.
I didn't think that was possible. But yeah, I guess we don't have to go into in depth. People know about Avatar.
Yeah. Most
Kyle
people have
hasn't
seen
seen
it.
it
You've
either.
seen the numbers.
Everyone that isn't high has seen it in the world, apparently.
Yeah.
Was it 2 billion it's just grossed now?
It's already hit 2 billion, yeah, making
2
Zoe
billion.
Saldana the first ever actress to have 4 films grossing over 2 billion.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
It's insane because she doesn't do anything in any of them.
It's also insane because she's kind of only in 2 different films, but they're just split into 4.
That's a good point, yeah. Right.
Morbius.
My number 5 pick.
Yep.
Y'all ready for this? It's
So
Morbius.
yeah.
No, it's not Morbius.
Oh.
It's weird the Al Yankovic story.
Yeah, I do want to see this.
So
Want to see this.
this film is I want to lay before I start going through how much I love it. I want to lay out the foundation of if you don't really know anything about Weird Al or you don't like Weird Al like style of comedy, skip this one. You're not gonna like it. But if you do like that kind of stuff, if you like UHF, if you like Weird Al stuff in general, this is one of the funniest films I've ever seen. This is joke a minute. It doesn't. There's no real there's no real scenes that are just there to advance the plot. Everything's a joke. Everything's got a punchline. It so perfectly parodies and satirizes the kind of really boring musician biopics we've been getting recently. So it's another thing. If you're one of those people that really didn't like Bohemian Rhapsody, you're gonna love this.
I saw Rocket Man.
With all
Bohemian Rhapsody was just bad though.
Bohemian Rhapsody wasn't good. Rocketman's good. I like Rocketman.
Yeah.
But yeah, this just all the weird directions and things this takes. It's fantastic and hilarious. Daniel Radcliffe is really funny. He should do more comedic roles. Which he seems to be the direction he's going in anyway, which is great. And it's full of Weird Al music, which is also a plus.
Did you see the interview with
Nice. No, it's definitely one I want to see.
What the what's his name? Just escaped me. Daniel Radcliffe. Do you see the interview with him? Where like he was on set and for calling the actors, they usually call the character they're playing. But Weird Al was on set that day, so they're like, "Oh, we can't call you both Weird Al." So they end up calling Weird Al Real Al. He's like, she spent 40 years building a persona, and he's like, within 5 minutes, because someone else is playing you, you're getting called Real Al. That was funny. That's hilarious.
Yeah. Weird Al plays his own manager in the movie.
Wait, so
Yeah,
right, so Weird Al's Daniel Radcliffe's manager.
yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
But obviously, like he's playing
He almost Nicolas
Yeah,
Cage
his real
himself.
man.
is his real life manager, isn't the character, at least by name. You've got Rainn Wilson's in it as well as Dr. Demento. I just wanna
Oh.
That's another selling point of the film. He's great. And great casting as Dr. Demento. Right, I could talk about this film for hours, so someone stop me talking about Weird Al.
Yo, Ty, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is The Batman. Did like that movie. I do get where you're coming from. I see where your cutoff is, Josh. I see the cutoff. I liked it all the
Yeah,
way
it's
till
the
the
one
end
with the
credits.
Joker in Arkham.
This is it right before the end credits, or is there an end credit scene? And yes, I didn't like that. Sorry, I don't like who's playing the Joker. He can fuck off. Right.
Yeah.
I liked it because it goes
Until
back
it
to
doesn't.
the proper detective roots of Batman. Yeah. I liked it. Me and Ash watched it. We did have to pause a couple of times, and I don't think it was because of length. I think it was because other things
It
kept
didn't. It's
interrupting.
a 3-hour movie,
It
and
didn't
it
feel
feels
that
it.
long to me.
Like it feels 3 hours.
Honestly, look, when you said
It's
it
just
as if
under
it was
3
3 hours,
hours.
I'm like, was it
Yeah,
2.5?
it's the exact
extra hour
runtime. I
away.
can
It
tell you
is not 3
exactly.
hours long.
It's 2 hours and 56 minutes.
It did not feel 3 hours to me.
I'm somewhat envious because, my goodness,
It did not feel that to me.
Pattinson, yeah.
Bat.
I liked it. Robert what they call him, Pattinson.
Batman Pattinson.
Pattinson. Robert Pattinson.
Bat.
He was great.
That's his name.
I've completely forgot her name.
Rob Bat.
Rob Pattinson. Zoe Kravitz.
Dano, I think. Dano.
That took some-
Dano.
Zoe Kravitz was
Paul.
incredible.
Yes.
Dano.
PD.
Yeah, I love him.
I love him anyway. Like, I like him as an actor anyway. Even when he's in bad movies, he's.
I really like that man.
So
Well.
yeah,
It didn't make my list, unfortunately, but I like it quite a bit. Good vibes. Well, not good vibes, but vibes.
What's your number 4?
My number 4 is. And this one kind of surprised me because it's another one I had to rewatch because I remember seeing the film, but I don't remember how much I liked it. But it's The Northman.
Oh.
Is that a guttural sigh from you, Ty? Oh. Didn't think
You don't know. I did not like The Northman
you didn't.
at all.
Okay, I'll explain why I liked it, and then you can fight me.
I was surprised as well. Because when I heard about it, I was like, "Oh, this is great." Nope.
Because here's my thing: I remember watching it the first time, and I thought it was a pretty slow start, and there were quite a few bits where I was like, "This is kind of off. I'm not sure about this bit. I'm not sure about this bit," and I wasn't like, I didn't love it first time around. But then I watched it a second time, and I don't know what it was. I think I don't know why, but I just loved it so much more the second time, and it's so beautifully shot is a huge thing, and just. Yeah, it's one of those ones that's again hard to explain. I was just kind of watching it the second time around though, and just couldn't really take my eyes off it. And whilst it is a bit slow in places, which still does hurt it quite a bit, especially at the start. I think not like the straight first scene, but there's a weird portion after maybe 20-25 minutes for a wee while where it seems a bit slow, but then it just jumps right back in. And my goodness, Alexander Skarsgård first of all killed it. He just did amazing. But then it all leads up, and then that final fight scene in the volcano where it's just all a silhouetted thing. It's so beautifully done that it really makes your heart clench for the rest of the movie, especially if you know that's coming and you watch it again. Yeah.
want a fight scene in a volcano, watch Lord of the Rings.
Slightly different
Like,
fight scene.
but like you said, it starts slow. That might have been my problem, but I got past the whole dancing around the fire and the whole murder hole stuff in that village.
Mm-hmm.
And I genuinely paused and went, "This is shit. Like, why?" And yeah, I turned off because I'd seen a bit of it on a app on my VR. I'd seen a bit of it and I was like, that was pretty interesting. And I was like, it came up on Amazon Prime. I was like, it's pretty cheap. I'll rent it. I genuinely got just past the burning of the village, I believe, or right after, like the conversation right after that. And I was like, nope, I'm done.
Interesting. Okay.
Maybe pacing was the issue. I don't know. Because it's not that, because I'm currently watching Vikings, the TV show.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know. I just, Nathan talked about it. Nathan said he loved it. And I went, oh, I'll give it a lash.
Yeah. I remember telling Nathan the first time after I watched it, I just didn't quite get it. But after watching it a second time, yeah, it just bumped it right back up.
Have surpassed me in Love of the Northman.
I think I might have. Yeah, it must have.
I like the Northman quite a bit. One of my favorite finales of the year, like you said, Josh, that guttural, intense, beautifully shot fight that the whole film's been leaned to is great. Yeah, you're both right. There's a couple of pacing issues. It's maybe my least, or definitely is my least favorite Robert Eggers movie. But I mean, that's not saying a lot.
Yeah.
Robert Eggers is a genius. But yeah, I enjoyed this movie quite a bit. But I like my weirdo gross films, so
Yeah, that's part of it.
yeah.
Okay.
I will tell you,
Nathan.
I asked some of our previous guests what their favorite films were. I got a couple responses back. And one of them was The Northman, and I think you all know who that was.
A couple of favorite
Was that
guys.
Andrew?
It was Andrew.
Yeah, checks out.
I was gonna do
Because you met each other in cinema.
Yeah, we accidentally we saw the same screening by accident, which was hilarious.
Accidentally.
The reason I was gonna do a whole thing, I'll tell you guys now, where I told you guys I was gonna give you a list of films that our previous guests said were their favorites and let you guess. But I got two other responses, and one of them was Doctor Strange, quote, because I didn't see anything else.
Who did we have
Oh,
on
And
say
the
that?
and the other one was I don't think I saw anything. Maybe I saw the Thor one, Ragnarok, right? So I think one of our guests watched an old movie.
Okay. Well then, we don't have to talk about those at all.
Okay, I'm
So yeah,
go through our
the bit
guests.
didn't work, basically.
No, not at all.
No.
I forgot that part of the way we pick guests is sometimes we pick guests that don't watch a lot of movies because it's more fun.
Wait, Simeon and Kiva, I can think
It
of.
was pre-built and studs were the two that answered, right?
It was pre-built and studs, yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
Who we definitely have had on the show because of their great film knowledge and not because they increase analytics.
Did pre-built say Thor Ragnarok for a joke?
No, he said Doctor Strange.
Oh.
Stuz, I
Oh.
don't know if Stuz fully just got the name wrong or if he watched the wrong film. I don't know.
Wow.
He watched it, was like, this is great.
That film, the film he said is great.
Oh, God. Yeah, Ragnarok's fantastic.
Just the wrong one. Anyway, sorry, what are we doing? Am I doing number 4? Is that where we are?
Yep, you're number 4.
Number 4. I'm a simple man, guys.
Yes,
I
are.
like movies. I like weird little interesting movies, and I like music. So if there's gonna be a weird little artsy documentary about one of my favorite musicians, it's gonna make my top 5. So my number 4 is Moon Age Daydream.
Don't use my excuse for Godzilla vs Kong last year, don't you, Dave?
That's exactly what I just did. Yeah, Moon Age Daydream.
Lucky I don't see you much anymore.
Ms. Adrian, Brent Morgan's documentary about David Bowie. It's great. It's mainly
Oh, right,
it's mainly live footage and
Right.
recordings of interviews and stuff with Bowie himself. So it's like Bowie's telling it's like you're being told the story by David Bowie as opposed to just talking heads of people that knew him or big fans or whatever, which was really interesting to see a documentary like this without talking heads and things. I thought was really interesting. And also just skips all the obvious stuff. Like there's a presumption that you know who David Bowie is, so we don't need to tell you like where David Bowie came from and that his first hit was called Space Oddity and that came out of the moon landing. Or, all that. Let's just get into the heart of who was he as a person, which is so rare to see.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I can get behind that. It's a good choice.
It's great. If you don't like David Bowie or don't know a lot about David Bowie, it's not the documentary to convince you because again, it comes in with an expectation you know a lot already. But yeah, well worth a watch.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that existed, if I'm honest, but now I do.
I've got it on Blu-ray if you want it.
I knew there was a Bowie documentary. I never knew what it was called.
Well, the issue is the poster has the word Bowie above the title, so a lot of people think the movie's called Bowie.
All right.
Bowie. That'll be why.
That makes sense.
So top 3.
That's it.
The big
Yes.
ones.
Ooh,
Big one.
this is when I start to get upset, I'm imagining.
Morbius.
Oh, it is Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
Okay.
I like the movie, and the one complaint I just can't go behind it was Ironheart's suit. It said it looked like Power Rangers. I know me, I love Power Rangers, so I ain't mad. It's a far cry from what Iron Man did, but
Yeah.
you have to make it look, I don't know, more computer generated, so kids believe it's newer. I don't know. Yeah, I like Black Panther with it. Wakanda Forever. Joel's main issue with this was what's the place called? The Namor comes from.
Atlantis.
Atlantic.
What called it that?
Atlanta.
My phone has frozen. What is it? Not called Atlanta. What's it called?
Under the Sea. Because everything's better here where it's better. Take it from me.
Joel's main problem was that place was just dark. Which I can see. But no, I like the movie. Shuri's fantastic. And I never nearly cried at the ending. Shut up.
That's adorable. Black Panther.
Shut up, Josh.
Another film that was too long.
Yeah, absolutely.
Way too long. I genuinely fell asleep in the cinema watching this because it's just there were so many boring points. No, Ty. I can promise you can ask Keziah. Yes, I did. We went to see it and I fell asleep for a solid half hour at one point. Woke up and there's still the same scene. I'm pretty sure. Like, it's just there was so much needless content in that film that could have easily got cut. The film would have made the exact same narrative sense. It would have been just as good. And because it was so long and they had all that needed stuff, they made Namor way too boring of a character than he needed to be because there's just so many points where it's just monologuing or talking, but not like in an actual personal enough way that makes him Killmonger level. Like, Namor could have been such a great character in the MCU, and I don't think I'm going to care about him ever now because of that film. It's just so long. But I will give the credit, though, it did really, really well at handling Chadwick Boseman's passing. That's something that did amazingly.
Oh,
but could have done it with the never less time.
so beautiful.
That I think is my issue with its run length, is it's a crushingly sad, bitter movie. You know? And like, yeah, that run length
Crushingly sad, bitter movie.
Like there's I think I mentioned this to Josh before off pod as well when we were talking about some of the films this year. There's like a scene where Shuri's like crying about her brother dying and she's like, he was sick and he never told me. But I was just like, it's not even like that's just straight up this movie being angry about real world events that like are quite sensitive. That hurts. So I give the film a lot of credit for doing that. I just don't really want to watch it again.
See,
You know what I mean?
see, Chadwick Boseman told very certain members of the cast.
Yeah, but that's it. Like to me, it feels like it felt like
Go Paul Bettany.
it felt like a Ryan Coogler being angry that his friend died, which is fair. And I mean, he's an artist using his art to work through something that hurt, and that's understandable. And I think he did it really well. I don't think I'm gonna watch it again because it made me sad.
Yeah. And it made you sad for 2.5 hours.
Yeah,
Needlessly.
I think it's a solid pick, but I like Wakanda Forever. Super weird seeing that a MCU movie has a acting Oscar nomination. That's weird.
True, that is true. That's yeah.
And deserved though. Like Angela Bassett is fantastic in that movie.
Yeah.
Mm,
And in every movie.
yes.
Um
Most movies.
Right. Where were we? That was your 3, right, Ty? So Josh, kick off your top 3.
My top 3 kicking off with Glass Onion and Knives Out Mystery. I'm starting to realize there's been a big theme with my list. It just being a bit fun. Knives Out. The thing that made me love Knives Out, the first Knives Out the most, is how much fun Daniel Craig seemed to have with the character. He seemed to love it. Plus, it had that amazing plot, and that just it was such amazingly written. And Glass Onion, Daniel Craig loves life in it. Like he's clearly so sick. He's been like, I am no longer be the boring, mundane James Bond who's like always monotone and doesn't really have personality. And he just seems to enjoy himself. And the film is a bit of a goof take a lot of the time. It's just having fun with itself whilst actually making you invested. But my goodness, it's just the people in it seem to enjoy it, which makes you enjoy the film. And yeah, it's also, not overly long and boring. I really enjoyed this. Very possibly.
I know. Dave Bautista's in it.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much what I know.
Oh,
and Edward Norton.
Edward Norton, Kate Hudson, Leslie Odom Jr.
Janelle Monáe.
Who's the chick that plays Dave Bautista's girlfriend?
Madeline Klein.
She looks familiar, but
that's her name. Got the IMDb page open. I don't know. I can tell you possibly soon enough. What would you have seen? I don't know. She's not been much.
I'm just gonna jump in because it's gonna bug me that we missed one key cast member because Catherine Hahn is also in that movie.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
I agree with you, Josh. It didn't make my list again, unfortunately, but yeah, I like this movie a lot. And yeah, I can totally imagine how much fun it would be to hang out with the cast of this film.
Yeah. It's also given me a lot of hope for Rian Johnson's future with Knives Out films, because if he just continues the trajectory he's going, he's not making masterpieces, but he's not making pieces of crap either. He's doing something he enjoys and loves. It's kind of like Avatar in the same basis. It's like I think I'm just starting to get a lot of enjoyment out of watching stuff that I know that people have enjoyed making. In that sense, and Knives Out is definitely going that way.
I want to see if these Knives Out movies can keep up their track record of having insanely good mismatched cast.
Yeah.
Like when they announced the sequel, I was like, "There's no way it can have as cool a cast as the first one," and then it did. So
yeah, it definitely did.
I wouldn't say as cool. Like cool cast, but not as good as the first one. In my opinion.
I mean, the film sounds good. I think the cast is bigger names.
Bigger names, yeah. Well, maybe
like on average.
The first one had like Jamie Lee Curtis and Michael Shannon, Christopher Plummer, Ana de Armas, yeah.
Chris Evans.
I don't know.
Forget how stacked the cast of that movie is.
So did I with it. I think
Mhm.
both films had really big casts. So,
Yeah. And
but
both
yeah,
good
I
films.
really like
yeah.
I
Fast
saw
Nine.
Tony Collette.
Oh, Tony Collette was in Knives Out. I forgot about it.
I love Turning About a Boy. It was great.
Right.
Nathan, top three.
My number 3 is another one. I'm starting with another film I don't think either of you saw.
Probably not.
It's Boiling Point.
Right, didn't see it.
This isn't about a kitchen thing. I'm gonna throw something.
Is it a kitchen? Is
Wait,
it?
wait, no. It's Stephen Graham's new film. It's Stephen Graham's new
Yes,
film.
it's Stephen Graham's new film.
I saw clips.
Um,
Love Stephen Graham. So good.
this might take some explaining to some of our listeners why this film is so personal, like personally affected me, and why as soon as I saw it, I knew it was going to make the top 3 at least. But when I tell you guys, this film was shot in one shot,
Was it?
No.
entirely in one
Like,
shot,
wait, shot in one shot or like Birdman one shot?
for real, in one shot.
The whole film's okay. Well, it's getting
The
into
film
the
was
must watch.
performed, yeah, the film was like performed like a play and done in one take, and it's like a 90-minute film. Like it's a proper feature-length movie.
Ended up with this is.
So for anyone who doesn't know, my experiments as an indie filmmaker, that's my favorite thing. I love shooting things in one shot. I love watching things that are shot in one shot. I don't think I ever expected to see a film like this that was done like that, and let alone as good as this. And for good reason. It's a film set in the opening of a new restaurant by a big famous chef, and everyone's all stressed and everything, and there's like loads of interpersonal relationships going on in the background that are making things more stressful and more like concerning and things. So it being shot in one take makes the whole thing a lot more tense and edge of your seat because there's no breathing room. It's great.
Rent or buy. Rent or buy on Amazon Prime.
Nice. I no, but one shot. That's impressive. I'm definitely
Yeah.
gonna throw it on the watch list.
If this film wasn't like as tense or as smart or well written or whatever as it was, it would still probably make my top 10 for just technical achievement.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's this high because it's that good. Like it's really good.
We know how much work goes into a one shot, and that was for what? Less than 5 minutes?
That's it. Yeah, you guys have done a 5-minute comedy skit with me.
90-minute one shot.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, it takes us all day whenever we've done one of our and again, nothing I've done has reached over 5 minutes in length.
So my number 2 is Top Gun Maverick.
Hey.
checks out.
I like this movie. It was great. In my opinion, better than the original.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, like action shots, the speech, like you know what I mean. Like I understand why they had to do the little football game on the beach. Doesn't make sense, by the way. The way they played football didn't make sense.
Team
What's wrong with
building.
that? No, Nathan, no.
They weren't trying
Because
to
they
win.
played two-way football, so no one was defending. It was just teams attacking opposite sides of the ball, and you couldn't get tackled. Somehow they were tackling. I don't understand how, because both Miles Taylor and Tom Cruise were on a quarterback throwing at the same time. How were we getting attacked then? It just doesn't make sense. You know why it was shot? It was like, hey, Miles Taylor, you spent 6 months getting jacked for this movie. Do you want to get topless? And yeah. So yeah, I watched
That's
it.
Hollywood
I
for
loved
you.
it. Yeah, it is. It spawns so many things of women going to their husbands. I think you should shave your beard into a mustache just for like Miles Taylor. No, because we don't look like Miles Taylor.
No one can look like Miles Teller.
No one can look like Miles Taylor. Originally, Miles Taylor did a movie where he had a shredded body and a bloody small mustache. He was great in that too. Anyway, yeah. I love Top Gun. It was great.
It was great.
Top Gun was great.
I forgot to say earlier. If you had asked me at the start of 2022, what was the film I was most confident was gonna suck? Probably
you'd
would
say
have
Top
said
Gun.
Top Gun Maverick, yeah.
Top Gun Maverick.
And
I don't
I
know.
would
That's
Did
what
have
I
been
Moonfall come
wrong.
out this year?
Legitimately, I was point blank. I wasn't even going to watch it, and then it was Ashley was like, "Oh, well, we're talking Maverick." I'm like, "Okay." She was like, "Watch it with me." I'm like, "Sure." Sam watched it. I went, "This is great. Love this." So yeah.
Fair enough.
Gosh. Top 2.
Yep. Okay, this is one that I watched very recently as well after putting it off for no apparent reason and wishing I hadn't. It is a film that, is going to be on a lot of people's top lists, as along with the Academy's top lists. Everything, everywhere, all at once.
All at once.
Yeah, I watched this movie. I remember I tried to start watching this movie when it first came to first came to Prime. And I thought, it's okay, and then I ended up having to rush off and do something after seeing the first 20 minutes. Then we watched it, and oh my goodness, this film, it's just absolute insanity. Like, yeah, I love it. It's complete goofballism. It's complete, what the heck am I watching? It's insane, but it's just amazing as well. Like, my goodness, some of the shots are done so well. Like, it's about a Chinese woman doing her taxes that owns a laundromat, and then there's also a kung fu master and doing all this because they're jumping through a multiverse. It's just the Daniels had fun with it and did what they wanted to do, and it's a great film. Yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything about it just now. For no reason.
Oh God, it is, isn't it? It is.
But while we're pondering what I meant by that, I'm gonna reveal my number 2. I'm looking at. I've written down what everyone has picked here because I make a thumbnail later. Josh, do you know that you picked two? You picked 2 murder mystery movies.
I do, yeah.
Okay, well I picked 2 movies about a chef.
Okay, go on. I know it's
I know what number 2 is.
It's The
I know what's
Menu.
nice.
The Menu is so good.
Right?
This was one. I made a habit now of seeing movies after work because sometimes I have enough time after work, so why not? This was one I went into. I went, I like the cast of this. This will be interesting. This is both like edge of your seat tense and laugh out loud hilarious, often in the same scene, which is super impressive. It is the least subtle satirical film I think I've ever seen. Like, this film just bashes you on the head with its incredibly obvious points, which just makes it even funnier.
Yeah.
Matched with the fact that it's got a stellar dramatic cast who just adamantly refuse to treat it like they're in a comedy. Which makes it so much funnier the whole way through. Oh, brilliant film. And super up my alley, super up our alley as the show we do.
Yeah.
I said this was a good year for potential midnight screening topics, and I meant it because The Menu came out this year.
All the cast.
Yeah.
All the cast as well.
Cast is
Anna Taylor-Joy, Nicholas Hoult, Ralph Fiennes. Else.
Leguizamo.
Who?
John Leguizamo.
John Leguizamo. Thank you.
Who is very funny in this movie. Well, of course he is. He's a funny guy. That was the one thing that didn't surprise me.
John Leguizamo was great in this movie.
Yeah, because that it was funny. I haven't seen Anya Taylor-Joy be funny before. You know what I mean?
No.
I don't know. Maybe Emma's hilarious. I haven't seen Emma.
Okay, don't worry. Mario comes out this year.
Mario does count this
I
year.
can tell you right now, Emma was not funny. Tell you that.
It'd be weird if it was. Um,
A
Uh,
major period drama.
but yeah, that's all I have to say. This the biggest surprise of the year, I think. And yeah, great movie.
The menu looked good. It genuinely does. I saw like the bit where she stands up and just claps, and then asks what she asked. I'm assuming there's significance to it.
Yes,
Still need to watch it.
there is. It's on Disney Plus.
Oh, yes.
I do need to watch it.
Right, guys. This is the big bit. This is the most important part. This is the time where we all talk about Morbius 3 times. Have I done that? Have I done that joke
Listen.
enough yet?
I know for a fact. Well, I know you're. I know you're number one.
Have
We
I
already
made it
made this
clear
number
enough?
one.
Everyone knew my number one before we started. Let's be honest.
Joshy's is definitely Morbius, 100%.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Hi,
Ty,
go on then.
what's your number one? What's your favorite Jared Leto movie about vampires from 2020?
What's your number one and why is it Morbius?
I moved my number one. Out swinging at the start of the year. Knew it was going to make the top 10.
Yeah,
Not left.
Yeah.
It's Scream 5.
yeah.
It's so good. I love that movie. I'm so excited for Scream 6. That spawned so many times of Nathan looking very mad at me when I kept doing the word requel with quotations.
The word requel, okay.
Those are fun times. 'Cause you couldn't run away because you were stuck in the container with me doing work. So haha.
Yeah, we still worked together when this movie came out.
Yeah. When I kept
sorry,
going
Nathan.
requel, you hated me for a bit.
I hate that word.
Scream 5 is great. Yeah. You still have my copy of Scream 5.
I do still have your copy of Scream 5. I'll have to give you that.
And my Covenant.
Yeah, I haven't watched The Covenant
I
yet.
still have your Midsummer. I still have your Midsummer.
Midsummer's my number one movie of 2022.
Midsummer is fantastic.
It was my rewatch of Midsummer.
Oh, Scream
Yeah.
5.
I said
It's
I'd
good.
save my thoughts on Scream.
Yeah, one second. So, Josh, I don't know if you got this with Scream. When me and Kyle went to see it, Ghostface came up with a disclaimer on screen. Essentially saying, no spoilers, if you talk about this movie, we'll find you. I'm like, great. Also, when me and Kyle went to see it, in that little block where we sat, the two rows of seats in front of us, a few seats beside us, and 2 rows behind us were all empty. I don't know if y'all have seen Scream 2. He didn't like that. We're sitting like, oh, no. So,
Wow.
yeah, that made it better. Like everyone bought seats away from where we bought seats, and then it was just empty. We're like, we're gonna die. Like, straight up. Yeah. Nathan, what's your thoughts on Scream?
Yeah, I want to start by saying this is a good movie. I like this movie. It's a very well made movie or very well written movie. I like the guys behind it and their other projects, and I'm excited to see what they do with the next one. I just could not get into this movie at all. And it's 2 things. A, I hate the word requel.
Yeah, it's a sequel. Sequels can have
Sequel.
recurring characters. What's that about?
It's
That did
a-
bug me.
It's a soft reboot. We've had a word for that since. We've had a word for that for decades. We just have a word for it. We don't have to just start mashing random words together, and that's coming from me, and that's my favorite joke. And the second part is Scream is one of my favorite movies of all time. Like Scream is in my top 20 films ever made. So I think there's a connection to this that just the amount of times I've seen the original Scream, you can feel it being written by someone else. That just kind of jars me off of it, which is a super personal me problem. Just the tiny little things where I'm like, that's not quite how Scream works, or not quite what the rules are, or whatever. That's just coming
Yeah.
from me being a big nerd for this franchise. But it is very good, and I'm super glad it did as well as it did, and that people are enjoying this film that I didn't necessarily as much as them, because I'm a horror guy, and that's only good for horror. I just did a thumbs up to my microphone, forgetting you guys can't see
No.
me.
Thanks for letting
No.
us know. Okay. Very interesting. Cool. Yeah, no, I get that. Like, I know Scream wasn't amazing, but I think it was still pretty good. So yeah.
And I'm glad Jenna Ortega has just kind of taken over the world.
She's the new Anya Taylor-Joy, but Anya
Yeah.
Taylor-Joy is also still being Anya
She's
Taylor-Joy.
still being
so
Anya
it's like,
Taylor-Joy.
Enjoy.
There's
we're
two
getting
of them.
two of them.
3 of them if you include Maya Goth.
True. Well, we know where Hollywood's going.
It's pure Scream Queens all the way down. So for it.
Yeah, pretty much actually. Yeah.
Right, Josh. What was film of the year?
Right. My film of the year is something I never thought I'd like nearly as much as it did. It's a film that yeah, I kind of put on thinking, oh, it could be fun. Not knowing fully what to expect because I hadn't actually seen the trailer. And then loving it and being fully engrossed from basically 10 minutes in. The Menu.
Yeah.
I got a good chuckle when you said this, Nathan. Yeah.
I can't believe that happened.
I love this film for pretty much all the reasons you said it. It's just, I went in with literally no expectations. I saw The Menu, I saw Ralph Fiennes' face. I was like, could be fun. And it did not disappoint. It is just pure insanity. I don't know. It's like, you have to go into this not knowing what to expect to be able to fully enjoy it, because every time something else happened, I was like, oh. But oh my goodness, yeah, I loved this film. Yeah. You pretty much covered it though, Nathan, so there you go.
I covered it in depth because I didn't expect anyone else was gonna pick it.
Yeah, I was like just being quiet the whole time, and it saves me some time. But it's like, but oh my, even on the like one of the last scenes when they're putting all the I'm trying to be very vague here, but when like they're putting all the marshmallow stuff down, and it's just and he looks up,
Hilarious
Just-
and tragic, all in the same moment.
It's like
Brilliant.
you don't know what to think. But yeah, no, I love this film.
I can't believe that happened. So my number one, Josh, and Ty.
Oh, I
Ty's
wonder
also here.
whatever could this be.
I feel like everyone knows what it is. It's actually it's one of the most talked about things of the year, where everyone memed it and loved it and talked about it. It's Harry Styles being interviewed at the Venice Film Festival. It's obviously the greatest film of the year was Harry Styles being interviewed at the Venice Film Festival, where he claimed, and I quote, "My favorite thing about the movie is like it feels like a movie." That was no, it's Everything Everywhere All at Once. Of course, it's Everything Everywhere All at Once. What else was it gonna be? Yeah, this film is unlike anything I think I've really ever seen before. It's this insane premise of a great little comedy film, you know, these, and it presents itself that way, you know, where it's gonna go into all these different dimensions, and Michelle Yeoh's gonna play all these different like versions of herself and meet herself and whatever, and that's gonna be really funny, and we're gonna do a bunch of martial arts. But it's also one of the most like hauntingly beautiful, most sincere, emotional films of the year.
Yeah.
Trying not to kind of spoil it, because there is a big reveal in this film that blew my mind, and brought the kind of emotional sort of crux of the film together. But there is a scene in this film with 2 rocks in it
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
that broke me emotionally in a way that just should not do. Both because of how beautiful the scene is shot and how beautiful the scene is written, but just the context leading up to it. Yeah, this is my most. If you haven't seen this film, you've got to see it. This is a film that will be studied in years to come. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I do need to see it.
And Vindication. I'm a big fan of Swiss Army Man, and I took all the hate and the brunt that film got when it came out. And I was like, no, trust me, the Daniels, they're great. This film's amazing. They'll show you, and they did. If this
They
wins
did.
Best Picture, I'm gonna
Oh,
cry probably.
you sticking up for people you don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know you.
I'm a big film nerd like that. Also, Ki.
I know.
Right, we are gonna try and say his name properly. Ki Hyung Kwan.
I am not going to try and say his name
Is
properly
that
because
what
I
you're
know
going
it
for?
will fail.
Nope.
Yeah. What a performance! Like, Hollywood really had a disservice by just kind of stopping casting this man because he is incredible. That's all I really have to say about it. He is remarkable in this movie. Like everything else is, all at once, everywhere. I tried. I tried something
All the time.
all the time.
All the
Right.
time.
There we have it. Those are our picks for the 10 best films of the year, individually. That was fun, actually.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah,
see where
I'm
your
not-
guys' lists were going at all.
I don't hate Ty, which is shocking.
I still hate you, but that's just a natural feeling.
Thanks.
It would have been
Thanks.
great if one
I'm no-
cinema,
Sorry, go for it.
for one day, one cinema just literally all day played everything everywhere all at once and every single screen.
That would be great,
That would
and
be
I'd watch
fantastic.
every screening of that in a day that I could.
You couldn't, because every screen.
No, yeah, but like I would leave one screen and then go to the next one that was
And
starting
go to
the
another
film.
one.
Like I would so do that for this
Literally.
movie.
Everything everywhere all at once. There you go. Boom.
I'm noticing some
Sorry,
trends
you go,
with
Nathan.
our lists here. I opened my list like I did last year with the most obvious blockbuster pick. Not done on purpose, and Josh seems to now decide to pick a film every year that he kind of hates.
Did I do
I'm
that
gonna
last
start
year?
Dune.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna start calling it the Dune
You're saying this
effect. When,
now.
when John
Dune
hates a movie,
no.
when Josh hates movies so much that it's his favorite movie.
No, Josh can hate movies, but still be like acknowledge it enough to understand that it's done well. Okay, just because I hate it doesn't mean I think it's bad. It just means I personally hate it.
And before we wrap up, which we'll do very soon, I want to talk about one more thing, okay? Because this show, what we're doing right now, is connected to another show called Midnight Screening. If for some reason you're listening to this and you haven't heard Midnight Screening, I don't know why you care about our opinions, but thank you. But Midnight Screening, we try and find the best film night movies of the year. So I took a little look and I thought, what are the midnight screenings of 2022?
If we're being honest, Nathan, this podcast is the patriarch of Midnight Screaming.
It's sort of, yeah, it's complicated.
We started this 3 years ago.
So I had a look, right, and this is our inaugural Midnight Screening Award, okay? I'm gonna give a Midnight Screening Award to the film I think is the most midnight screening-y.
Ooh.
Now I had a few contenders. I had a few contenders. Obviously, Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent was a contender, as we've already
It was
talked about
done.
why. There's
Everything everywhere all at once.
Everything Everywhere All at Once is again a good pick. The Menu would also have been a good one. In this scenario, I think, like Josh said, if it was an hour shorter, maybe The Batman could have been a solid pick. You've also got Scream, you've got X, you've got Barbarian, good year for horror, but I'm gonna give it this year to a little film called Miracle Valley.
Interesting. Sorry, not Scream.
Miracle Valley is the directorial debut of our show's best friend, Greg Sestero.
Oh, God's sake. Oh, Nathan.
But legitimately, yeah, no film this year made me as excited to show my friends it than Miracle Valley, for good and bad reasons.
Has he still not texted you back?
He hasn't texted me back. No, it's been a long time.
Oh,
Just go over and move on, man.
you got ghosted by Greg
but
Sestero.
I can't move on just yet. I need to go sing his.
Zero.
I'm gonna go sing his praises on another podcast very soon, so I can move on after that.
Can you though? Can you, Nathan? Be honest
No.
with us.
He was my best friend.
Oh,
That's
pretty rough.
Friendship ended with Greg Sestero. I'm friends with Rachel Zegler now.
You wish you were friends with Rachel Zegler.
She liked my tweet. We're friends.
Good for you, buddy.
Yeah.
Also, a podcast called Midnight Screen and liked your tweets, which is sad because it's you.
Yeah, it's just I run both accounts. But sometimes I'm like, this is a movie-based tweet. People, the Midnight Screening people should see this too.
It's so weird seeing like a retweet for like Midnight Screening and then just seeing it was you that retweeted it. I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, in that case, it's the other way around as well. I'm like, people that follow me need to see this because I'm proud. I'm proud of our show. I like our show. It's a good show sometimes.
So, like,
Resident Evil
65?
one's pretty. The Resident Evil one's pretty good.
You say 65%.
Most of them. Just ignore the Holmes and Watson episode.
please
And also
don't
the
talk about
Martian
it again.
Mums.
All that's really left to do, of course, as always, is to thank everyone for listening. This will have been a longer episode, but it's a special episode, so that doesn't matter. We're not massive hypocrites
Special.
for making fun of movies for being too long and then doing a way too long podcast. Shut up.
I'm not even going to edit the podcast. I'm going to leave everything in, even when
Everything,
Josh says I
including
need
the
to take a
bit.
piss.
Yeah,
Leaving
where Josh has to
everything.
take a piss.
Even everything.
Of course, I want to thank you. That didn't make sense. I want to thank Josh and Ty for being here as always, and for this is the one episode a year where I actually ask them to do a bit of research and a bit of forethought going in. So,
Yeah.
it's more effort than normal. Thank you guys so much,
You're
and
welcome.
Ty again for editing or not editing, I guess, as he's stated.
All right. I thought you were taking a dig at the Midnight Screen and still haven't edited.
No, I meant because you said.
Alright.
No, I get that.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fine. That'll be out before this, probably. We'll see.
Oh.
That's about it. We do have some announcement-y type stuff. I think I'm gonna save them just in case things change. Because we've learned that lesson before.
Oh yes.
But yeah. If you're listening on YouTube, you can listen on Spotify. If you listen on Spotify, you can listen on YouTube. Links will be in the description. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us individually on Instagram. And good night.